together as we get into the drafting phase here in our second best of 3. Now let's keep in mind, ADs, he has a 100% win rate on that Nolan. And honestly, Nico has yet to play a mechanically demanding hero. Hopefully, we might get a bit of a taste of that here in their very first match in this best of 3 series between Burmese Ghouls on the blue side against Team Flash on the red side.
Seeing Team Flash actually reminds me of the previous games, especially the game where we saw the Fanny gameplay, because Team Flash at Singapore are known for their split bush strategy. So I don't know, should we expect to see a split bush composition from the early stage, from the first phase of draft?
Well, personally for me, I feel like it's one of those situations where they're hoping that Burmese Ghouls will have one more auto attack to crack the crystal, but don't do it, and they turn it around. Like, that'd be crazy, right?
You know what? I'd rather be lucky than good, so I'll take that. I'd rather be lucky than good. I'm being real with y'all.
Oh, too real. It's too real that it hurts, the reality of it all. But so far, Joy and Boxia have been banned out, and I'm pretty sure that Team Flash don't want luck to be played in this. Oh,
Phobia's banned. What does that say?
Well, it says that they want to use a lot of mobility, and after seeing that from Team Burmese Ghouls, it was natural to see a 1-1 being banned after that.
No hesitation.
No hesitation at all. And making sure that they're getting rid of, the big hitters 1-1. I think, Team Flash still very much in the zone, right? They're adapting on the fly. I'm pretty sure that they have their own game plan coming into this draft.
Okay, so it's very interesting. Perhaps they themselves want something like a Nolan? Because again, the Phobias actually deals a lot with a lot of these heroes. So I think even looking at here, I feel like they're both discussing is like, this Phobia's ban very early on is very sus.
It is very sus. And I feel with Burmese Ghouls, especially since they are on the blue side, they might be able to snag it real quick. So it's kind of up to Team Flash right now, right?
Are we going to see a Faramis? I kind of feel like we will see a Faramis or an Angela being banned right now. But so far, Team Burmese Ghouls are focusing so much on those, like, let's say, leaning toward that shields, right? Yeah. If we look at the Joy shields, if we look at the previous shields, also the Matilda. So I think they are afraid of playing against those shields.
Let me just say, I'm not a big fan of Guinevere at this moment.
Really? Why? What changed? Oh, speaking of which, it's banned.
Yeah, we take her out for you. So why?
Thanks. I appreciate it. Because every time I see her get picked up, I feel disappointed.
Really? Well,
I feel like a dad that my son/daughter got a B.
Well, don't worry, A-star student.
It's an Asian thing.
It's an Asian thing. Don't worry. A-star student Nolan locked in for the side for the first pick of the Burmese Ghouls as we jump on over to Team Flash. Of course, they gotta take the Bruno naturally, but they're also pairing it up with a Valentina. Now, experience is the best teacher if we're talking about A's, because once a gold laner back in M3 with experience, Adamir is now an EXP laner, and I've heard a lot about this, right? During their time, during his time with Evos, was talking to the manager, and they were mentioning he's actually a pretty good gold laner, but he's even more deadly as an EXP laner.
Actually, we have seen the similar situation the last game where I think Zia and also one more player changed their own
Sunset Lover,
Sunset Lover. But yeah, now I can tell you that was a 100% premise from the side of Team Burmese Ghouls. But what was I more sure about was the Nolan after you brought it up, because Furious is one of those annoying picks that you cannot just play against with the Nolan, and you have the Arlott, so everything is justified.
It makes a lot of sense, right? And I mean, these are very good ultimates for the Valentina to actually pick up later. Let's see whether Burmese Ghouls actually want to overload them as we look at the final pick of the first phase for the side of Team Flash. Any predictions on what it might be? Oh, never mind. They've already locked in the Fanny.
You know what? It's a Fanny Day. International Fanny Day. We've been having Fannies all throughout. So at this point... Okay, Brody, I was thinking of like something like a Hilda.
Yeah, I was thinking
something like a Hilda. Yeah.
I don't mind, because at the end of the day, Brody is one of those heroes who's really, really good. Well, I wouldn't say really good, pretty decent against assassins.
Yeah.
Lockdown stun, able to kite decently well overall, even against dive-style compositions.
Yeah, I think that Team Burmese Ghouls at this moment, they should take more care of their turret, because as I said earlier on, Team Flash are known in Singapore with their split pushing ability. Having that Fanny and also Bruno with his bowls, he can just go through all the turrets without breaking a sweat.
We gotta talk about Lolzy as well. He's a catcher. is it a good situation for him to use a catch kind of hero here? Something like a Kaja, something like a Cho?
There's a good possibility
right?
for those types of heroes because again, oh, you have a way to get dispel my CC, cleanse that CC. No, suppression tells you no, absolutely not. And I think in this particular case, to be able to drag your opponent away might not be a bad idea, right? They get rid of the Hilda. I'm thinking Kaja, even Franco on the table, not too bad to pull them away from the Nether Realm. It also works.
A question.
Yes.
Yes.
Even though I'm supposed to be the one answering.
No,
but
it's all good. It's all good.
I'll ask the question. Why would you ban a Kufra and the Fanny is in front of you? Like, are you clearing the way for it?
I can actually answer this one because Ballsy plays Kufra pretty often, and also because they're on red side on the second phase, they get first pick, which they're more afraid of them picking it up early on because they're not going to have access to it if they yoink it.
What if this Arla is going to the roam? That's why they don't mind betting out all these roamers.
Right? No, it
Could
wouldn't
happen.
be.
Yeah, it would actually work.
Oh,
like
what,
magic.
you want a Diggy?
You know
Do
what?
you want a Diggy?
Actually,
course.
against the Fanny, I don't think it's that great.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see.
Cutthroat pump. Kill one Diggy with one slash.
Hey, at least we know that Diggy is forced to go with the tank build and not just build magic damage throughout that match. So, now Terizla gets locked in for the side of Team Flash. Again, this is one of the Adamir specials, right? A stable laner. It's going to be good for him. Let's see whether Burmese Ghouls have an interesting approach to this. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, you have said it earlier, Lafel. You said when Trizla is open,
Ixia should be
it
here,
is
by
a
the way.
Trizla. What?
I think Ixia should be here.
Ixia?
It's gonna be difficult going up against this Fanny, but laning phase you're gonna do well against the Bruno.
Yeah, but stable. So, like Ixia cannot deal with Fanny whatsoever at all. She needs to always use the flicker or Wind of Nature.
Wait,
I mean,
Angela is up as well.
That's the thing, right?
But
I don't know, because their lineup doesn't exactly doesn't scream like, oh yeah, traditional front to back, right?
Oh.
I actually like this quite a bit.
You do?
Yeah, because again, you have the mobility to kind of try and outplay the Fanny, and more importantly so, if those steel cables happen to be passing by, potentially, I don't want to give too much here. I don't know if the Ruby is going into the EXP lane to try and even up and sandbag against the Terizla, but at the very least, you have answers to it.
What was the last pick? I couldn't actually recognize the way we will see in a bit. Seeing that Trizla is here and knowing that the fact that he will play against the Arlet if there was no changes in terms of the Ruby Arlet situation, and also knowing that there's a lot of damage that can be dealt upon the turrets, I think that Team Burmese Ghouls are actually risking so hard towards that late game on Claude, and also, in the world of Kung Fu, yeah, the speed is all that matters.
Yeah, true. And looking at my notes, apparently Ruby is one of Blink X's one of more comfort heroes. So perhaps that's what they're hoping for. Is like just use a hero that you're comfortable on.
All right. With that being said, that concludes the draft. I want to get some thoughts on this. What are you boys feeling about both sides? We'll break down the compositions a little bit, but let's see. Where do your preferences lie? Are you thinking Team Flash? Are you thinking BG?
Lafel.
Who cares?
What?
Don't worry, he wants to see the action, but looking at the stats, I mean, I have to admit, it's interesting to see this coming out from the side of the Burmese Ghouls, but I think that I'm more of a standard, more straight and narrow guy. I'm leaning towards Team Flash.
You say straight and narrow, but you try to put me into a trap. I'm not falling for it. I'm not going to give any team an advantage.
It seems you've caught me in my tracks here.
Either way, we're going back. Will the Singaporean representative show up against the Burmese Ghouls, this time showing that M5 is the time for Singaporeans to rise up.
Welcome back to the land of dawn here at the M5 World Championships. We are going to see this bout begin as Burmese Ghoul is going to be on the blue side up against Team Flash on the red side. It looks like it's going to be a purple start for both sides, naturally for these assassins. Ooh, using the aspirant skin coming in from Hades. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I would say actually Burmese Ghouls have to win this game 2-0, if not 2-2, maybe 2-0, 2-1, because this is the only opportunity they have to at least be assured for a bit into this early, let's say, group stage, because they are the only team that played 2 games so far. Am I right?
Yeah, and shout out to Carbon using the Starlight skin. If you guys haven't grabbed it, grabbed it for yourself. You're welcome, Ron.
You're welcome. Shout out to them. Let's look at the emblems to see if there's anything too interesting interesting. It looks like it's going to be, actually, a majority going for agility here. Now, what are your thoughts on this, right? Like, Wilderness Blessing has been, well, nerfed a little bit, right, from 15 to 10, but now I'm seeing that a lot of these professional players actually don't mind taking up the agility rather than going for traditional Rupture.
I would say, oh.
Rolsey taking quite a little bit of damage, but, you know, that's the thing about a Nolan.
Yeah.
Nolan does maybe a little bit too much damage in the early game.
Yeah, they actually need to absorb a little bit more damage than, yeah, in the early game stage especially. And I think that this is where the emblems interfere in the early stages more than the late game ones. But Hades, I think that he's looking for someone to just get off the composition or like get off formation. But I would actually recommend him to go for the gold lane, not the XP.
No, I agree. But now looking at their positioning, it looks like they want the turtle.
Yeah, they do want the turtle. And you can see by the timers, the clear speed is so different. With 2 seconds left on the clock before that purple spawns for Hades. Nico, he's going to get his purple pretty soon. Lolzy trying to smother him, trying to slow it down.
What is Adamir doing at the mid lane again?
He's taking that wave.
He wants to look for a quick, perhaps. Swapping lane with, he swapped lane with Jay so that Jay can get the extra EXP.
Huh. I think that both of them could have actually got their level 4 even before that turtle, but they do what they have to do.
I think it's about priority as well, right? Adamir is able to get that initial pull to buy enough time for Hades to actually get his second buff before participating in this upcoming fight. But does Team Flash want to be a part of this?
Fanny.
Right now, Hades goes in. The turtle is going over to Nico. Adamir jumps forward, finds one member of Team Burmese Gold, but First Blood goes over to Hades. And now Nico is in the middle of all of it, trying to get a return kill onto Jay. And looks like Jay is going to get taken down by Carbon. Yes, no, maybe, yes, no. What? Are you serious?
He gets out of there! No!
Hey, I'd rather be lucky than good.
That's true. That's true. Carbon, unfortunately, couldn't wait for the Demon Mark any longer, having to use that Vengeance to close the distance. But the auto attacks, man, he was so very close. And even for Nico, don't get the kill. At the end of the day, they still got the turtle.
Yeah, everything is actually right now quite settled between both teams because Grimace Ghouls got the turtle, Team Flash got the kill, but Hades can just like make the ties goes a little bit towards Team Flash because of his early game advantage. But let's go and look a little bit on the equipments here. So far, he didn't grab the blade of Heptasis so far. So Fanny will not deal them the damage needed, but the Hash Claws is secured for that Bruno.
At least for Vanix, he knows that if Nico does show up, he can try to outplay the situation and buy just enough time for the rest of his team to actually protect him. Nico finishing that blade of the Heptasis is going to be some big burst damage. Wait, hold on.
Adamir is an EXP, but you're taking way too much damage from Nico. And Nico with a fracture gets a kill. He is an EXP, but my goodness.
Honestly, talk about bad timing. Like the blade of Heptasis gets completed, Adamir out of position.
Yeah. Yeah, a young assassin, I would say. Nico, he has this like fast reflexes. If I'm not mistaken, he's the youngest in the M3.
We were talking about how Nico was using those utility junglers. He just slipped my mind. Nico's using an assassin.
He's not only using an assassin, he's also the youngest. Like, it's all the combinations are coming together, but now the fight!
Hades gets caught. That was a bad engage, but a better attempt from Blinks. He was able to catch a mistake there. Now Lolzy trying to slow them down, making sure that Jay survives, but Hades so far has not been getting any kind of kills. And looks like Burmese Ghouls, they're going to secure this turtle.
Oh, he wants to take a risk?
Oh, Hades goes in. Hades steals it away. Lina trying to help his teammate out, Carbon, but I don't think there's much that he can do. Nico gets a kill onto Hades, and Carbon dashing all the way through with the vengeance, and Lina gets a kill onto Vanus, and Carbon still survives. What's going on with this game? And Lolzy, double kill for Lina.
Finally to get a kill back. But my goodness, people are getting away with just a sliver of health. And honestly, Carbon played that so well. And the small synergies, the small interactions. Remember, those demon marks actually proc whenever someone lands CC. And BlinkX is just giving him these vengeance resets.
Yeah, if you made me choose between having 3 kills or even more, four kills or taking the turtle, I will always choose those 4 kills, man. Look here at the items. Everyone got their first item, almost the first item, like a little bit far, no, not too far from the Terizla taking the anti-curse. But yeah, I would say that the core items are secured so far. Adamir using that flicker.
Yeah, flicker forced out, and I think a conversation we need to have. It looks like the Clock of Destiny is still quite meta because we've seen quite a few mid laners still prioritizing that item.
Yeah, I mean, it feels nice when you have that like scaling, well, quote-unquote scaling damage, the extra mana as well is always nice. HP, like you feel extra confident, especially when you go for the Bloodwings later on in the game. At the very least, it's like that shield is going to be big. Wait, hold up.
Yeah, Blinks catches Adamir and Nico taking that advantage, doing quite a lot of damage onto Adamir now. He has to use his penalty zones defensively. He's not even engaging.
Body of the Smith, baby.
Yeah.
He may be 3 levels down, but the damage, the DR, the damage reduction is always valuable.
Yeah, I'm not used to see that penalty zone being used to escape without having that flicker. He just have to use it over and over and over again, not to engage, but to disengage. Brimmy's Ghouls are now ahead in terms of everything, not just the gold, even also we can say in terms of the rotation itself. It's working so well for them. They got all the items they need, and now they just need the execution.
Oh, hey, this is not having a good game. Blink X is using this Ruby cosplaying as a Kaja, stopping the Fanny in his tracks.
Yeah, worse yet, I think Burmese have done some very good homework here. They've recognized some of the patterns that we've seen from the side of Team Flash, especially from Hades, because not everybody likes to sit in that particular bush on the top side next to the Beetle. But in the meantime, at least for Team Flash, despite the fact that they're giving away this turtle, they are able to crack a structure down on the bottom side.
I like actually how Carbon is able to clear his lane and always be that crowd control force with his teammates. I think that we might see a fight at the mid lane, but everyone just chooses to fall back. Team Brimmy's Ghouls, they have a lot of crowd control, which is something to really take care of if you are Team Flash.
At this point, does Hades have to stay away from the fight? Because maybe split pushing is the other option, but so far, whenever he's alone at the side lane, it looks like he's getting punished.
Yeah, he's getting punished pretty hard. Like, I think Burmese Ghouls are kind of conditioning it to a certain degree, because again, how often do you see BlinkX kind of walk through that lane, right? He doesn't do it too often. He's been going bush by bush to kind of get a rough idea and communicating specifically with Nico to kind of understand the path that most Fannies would take.
Look at Arlott. Actually, if you got a chance to look at his items, this is actually one of the best items so far I've seen during the whole day, because it's taking half items, which is something an Arlott only will do during the game. And here we can see that the split push is working against Team Flash.
And right now, Adamir doesn't feel like a Terizla again, using the penalty zone defensively, but he's gonna get pulled back by Unoffended. And at this point, it's not fun playing a Terizla.
Hey, yo, my guy, Adamir, what did you do? What did you say to Burmese Ghouls? It feels like they're specifically like, you.
It seemed personal.
Yeah, it feels personal. This is so many times that they've attacked him on the opposite side of the map.
But how can you be losing that much in terms of the macro skills and yet you lose all the turrets down? Bruno was just feeding on the turrets, 1 on the bot lane, 2 on the top lane. He's just having fun.
He's literally sucking the marrow from the bones here. And for Burmese Ghouls, the question really comes to if you are going to escalate the situation, since you have a 2.7k lead, respectable lead at 9 minutes, they want to double that. They need that 2x. Where do they find this 2x? And maybe it's through the Lord in 10 seconds.
That's a really like good perspective to look from, but Stitch, I think that he didn't even participate in anything. There's 5 kills so far. Yeah, he haven't shown us the Hasclaw, not the Hasclaws, the Demon Hunter Sword, also the Golden Staff, his damage. He didn't show us what a Cloth can do so far, and I think Team Flash don't want to see that even.
Not gonna lie, I kind of feel like it's kind of the fault of the team. Every single time he wants to join a team fight, it's over by the time he's there.
He blinks, it's gone.
It blinks gone.
Oh,
Whoa, but
look.
Team Flash, they secured the lore, but Blink's X is there. And it looks like Team Flash is trying to disengage. And they're able to do so, but Adamir in the back line looks like he's going to get targeted down.
Not again.
Blinks, Nico, Carbon,
Please,
this
man.
trio. Adamir trying his very best. Can he actually do something with this? Stitch is here.
Okay, now with Stitch, it shouldn't. Wait, no. Hold on.
Let him live. Let him live.
Let him cook.
Let him live. Carbon.
Ah.
Okay.
Are you serious? They just let Adamir go like that? They've already invested so many resources.
They feel bad.
They're human.
They're human.
Well, I think that Hades at this moment could have took Stitch out because he was in a really good position. Also, he had the energy enough to go inside, but they go for the safer route. And also, by taking all those turrets down, why not just take a fast Lord?
Kind of, yeah.
Honestly, that was a very good call. Like, I would not make that call. Like, losing, and then it's like, hey, Lord's up. Let's just, you know.
Let's just back off.
No, it's like they actually got the Lord. That's very brave.
That actually reminds me of a game, KBG at the wild card. All the numbers are going for the other side, but yet the other team is the one who's winning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Against Keep Best Gaming, yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting match as well. But I feel like comparatively, when we're looking at both of these teams, honestly, it kind of feels like a very standard game. Like, both sides have strong fundamentals.
Ooh. Hades again gets targeted down. 1-3, no, not a very good start for the Fanny here, and Adamir gets pulled back. It's a nice ult, but all just to give a kill to Nico. At this point, Adamir he's channeling Roamer energy.
Roamer energy? I don't know what he posted on social media, man. Like, why is he getting targeted so hard like this? It feels like, at least for the Burmese Bulls, they've been kind of switching it up a little bit. Like, initially it's split pushing, and then now they're rotating together.
Yep. Stitch got a kill. I was just looking at Lozi's like, what are you going to do? And now Vanix as well as Lozi trying to protect the mid, but it looks like it's going to be unprotected. Burmese Ghouls gets the mid lane turret.
Burmese Ghouls actually, even though they are supposed to be the one in lead, that same, if you look at the map right now, it's mirrored. You have two mid lanes, two mid lane turrets, and all the inhibitors. And on the other side, it's the same thing. Even though you are ahead in the gold, even though you are ahead in the kills, though you are like leading the game, you are not actually leading anything.
Yeah, I mean, we're waiting for that big cash out at the end of the day, right? Ooh, Lingx almost landing the I'm offended here. And now, the denial of the purple buff. Finally, we're getting to see some moves.
I kind of feel like Hades seen this coming. It's like, guys, it's okay. I don't think I'm gonna get the purple buff.
I can live with it.
You guys try your best.
The house is on fire, and he's like, "It's all good.
It's fine. It's fine.
Don't worry about it."
The casual Fanny experience.
The casual Fanny experience. But here's where it's all going to come down to. This next upcoming Lord is going to predetermine whether or not an inhibitor turret is going to stay alive. And Burmese Ghouls not going to make this easy.
I think that's an inhibitor turret, actually. I think that's an inhibitor turret.
Yep, right now Hades is just pushing, and Lozi's trying to slow them down. They're trying to catch Fanny, but even without a purple buff, it's going to be enough.
Those steel cables just cover a lot of distance, and Team Flash more than happy to trade an inhibitor turret for basically nothing because Burmese Ghouls had to reset the Lord.
I hate to say that I am right. I told you that Team Flash will bring up something around that split bush strategy, and so far they haven't been doing literally anything but split bushing.
You know what? Adamir is the reason why they could do it. He grabbed so much attention.
The silence MVP.
It's like, look at me. Like, this is a true EXP laner where you're sacrificing yourself just to get everyone at, hey, he's doing his job, all right? 77,000!
His new moniker, Adamir, the Sponge, known for soaking, and a one-shot from Hades! Holy!
You know he's been waiting for so long to do that.
He must feel so good. This is like a sigh of relief of like, yes, I'm still relevant in this game.
He can still do assassin works though, like he's not only about the bushing. He can take someone out.
Yep, and now the Lord, 22,000 HP left. I kind of feel like what Team Flash is hesitating on is because where's Nico? Where's Lina? And now it could still be used by Blink X, and they are unable to catch Vanix.
Lozi!
It goes in! But Blink X was able to use Don't Run Away Wolf King to disengage.
Nicely done, nicely done. But now Jay is getting attacked, right? And now Carbon has an angle.
Vanix is getting a free hit from behind, and Lina already having to use the Netherrealm. But look at the Lord. Can Hades secure it? Yes, he can. And now Carbon's taken down, and Team Flash in a flash grabs the game for themselves.
Yeah, I mean...
and a pause comes in.
And a pause comes
through.
Well, this is a good time to talk the fact that Adamir was manhandling like 3 to 4 people down by the enemy jungle.
I think that this was the only time Adamir did use the penalty zone, and it was relevant to his teammates.
Dude, it's like... Adamir just like, guys, just wait. All right? Just wait.
Just be patient.
I'm just, you know...
Let him cook.
I'm buying time. Yeah, let him cook. He's cooking right now.
Oh, man. Looks like there is some technical issues going on with Lozi's phone. Don't worry, our marshals have got it under lock. And luckily, it wasn't at a big moment, like in the middle of a fight or something like that.
Lolz, even though he's having troubles, he's still having fun. He's smiling and everything's like, did you guys see what I did?
Guys.
Guys.
Four-man G Kundo.
Yeah.
Come on. Compliments all around.
And then the Marshal's like, oh, Leo, Naisu is there. Oh, they're showing their cats.
Wait, is Midnight showing
Is that
Manjin?
Manjin?
That's his pet? That's his pet? Sana all.
Sana all indeed. As we see the fans up by the stage side, they are ready to see this match under its way. But man, it's great to see that at least here in the Philippines, people are coming down to support, even though it's not their own country members playing up on stage.
You know my personal fear?
What?
What?
I'm worried they're holding up the signs, and I said what they wrote, and I'm not supposed to say what they wrote.
Well, actually, I was like letting that part for you guys because I know that I have an expert in translation, so I was kind of letting those signs for you.
My life is a lie. I'm just pretending.
You're still seeing shadows in your room?
Like I said, I'd rather be lucky than good. All of those translations, inspiration by God, baby.
Inspiration by God.
Oh, yeah.
All right, with 2 minutes left on the clock, let's see how much more inspiration is going to be coming to you. But I'm happy to see that at the very least, right, Team Flash having supporters up in that front row to make sure that they're motivated to win this game. Because again, most people have doubted, and even the audience prediction doubt that Team Flash might take this game. But considering how it's going, it's kind of looking good.
It actually takes me off guard every time I see a family supporting a player. So seeing the front lane all they look like a family. I wish we can confirm that at some point, but
I think it's Hades' family.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, it just shows me how much there is like communication within the families themselves. They appreciate every moment their son have.
Yeah,
it's good.
I'm just wondering, do all of these like lovely families just don't buy milk?
What?
Why?
Why?
No, it's
Why milk?
It's a joke. I'm not gonna explain it here. We're jumping into the game.
Okay, maybe this is like
you
beyond.
get it, right?
Yeah, but maybe this is like beyond my.
No. It's good that you don't know. The
Yeah.
fact that you don't know shows
that
that you're better than great.
Yes.
I'm better than great.
You're
okay.
better than great.
Okay, so do you know also what's better than great? Going back to the game,
yeah.
is that whenever I saw Ruby actually being executing her second ultimate, she doesn't only stops Hades, she also stops Lolzy from using any ultimates whatsoever. There's no way of the dragons. There's only one way, and that's the Blink's way.
As we see, I mean, I think Blinks has been doing a really good job, but how far can they really go? Whoa!
One touch?
One touch. See, and they've also got another inhibitor here. BG are looking to scramble, but right now, Team Flash, they're really patient with this.
Yeah, and speaking of patience, Lolzy as well, he keeps saying, he's like, where's my opportunity? Where's my time to shine? But Hades is finding the light. He's like, okay, I've had enough. You guys have been having too much fun.
Stop.
Let me give you a bit of a cutthroat. And even Nico felt as like, whoa. My friend, Habibi.
This is just a video game. It's let's calm down here for a moment.
Oh, Ademir.
Ademir gets caught. Nothing you can do. Lina gets the killing spree.
Oh.
Catches someone, but the Netherrealm is there to deny of the kill. And Vanix, he got caught. There's no way for him to go. But look at Hades. Hades trying to push. Can Hades really do anything? The Blink X is there. I don't really think so. Hades has to disengage, but double kill for Carbon, managing to get Jay.
He is almost the last man standing, but he took that last inhibitor turret, and oh my god!
Oh, I need new pets.
It's just, he's gone, disappeared. Tier 2 is now going to fall with inhibitors on all sides already open. T-Flash, they just got to defend this. BG, they want an inhibitor back.
Okay. Burmese ghouls, they're trying to end this.
Retribution.
Hades tries to find an angle. Lolzy, a lot of knockups. He didn't get a catch, but he delayed it. He made sure that Burmese ghouls couldn't end it.
Yeah, which is good, because again, Team Flash are still in a pretty prime position. This is a relative low kill count for Team Flash itself, but if we're talking to like macro, in terms of structure as well, it seems that Team Flash really have a little bit more of that polish, but Burmese Ghouls, those team fights, the comms between them is immaculate.
Yeah, it's actually remarkable that Team Flash knows their priorities, and their priorities is actually the best priority in the game, which is taking turrets and going to that base directly. I don't think that they will even care about that team fight. They might just keep split pushing, making them busy, preventing them from recall, and that's it.
And right now, the Lord is targeted down by the Burmese Ghoul. Hades is not going to join the fight. Nico secures the Lord. And looks like the NetherRealm has been used by Lina. Team Flash could not get there in time.
No, they couldn't slow it down any more than they could. And you could see that the Burmese Ghouls, especially with Stitch, maxed out on his items, helping out, and max Art of Thievery as well, just
conceal.
melting the Lord.
Oh, but Blinksex is there. Lolzy still wants him. He got him. And now the Immortality has been used. Blinksex is going to get taken down. Killing spree by Hades. Ooh. But Stitch goes in. He finds Lolzy. What a good penalty zone coming in from Adamir. Catches Nico. Catches Lina. And now Nico is down. Vanis in the back line going up against Carbon. Carbon, you're alone. There's nothing much that you can do. And it looks like Team Flash is winning this raid. Lolzy goes back in final slash. Gets a kill over to Stitch. And now Stitch against it. Oh my god, Stitch gets a kill, but Adamir returns it. What a fight by both teams.
Oh, the scramble was actually nuts there. Vanix was able to hold his ground just in time, but that means that Lina is the only one standing, and the Lord is pushing right in towards the Crystal. Team Flash have the numbers to hold back, but this buys just enough time to at least Burmese Ghouls ensure that they don't lose just yet.
Yeah, they get the opportunity to make that defense possible. Team Flash get a taste from what Primus Ghouls are just hiding. The damage output from Team Primus Ghouls is just ridiculous, to a point that Stitch almost got a Maniac there. He had a lot of damage. All of them, almost all of them were 0 HP, running and playing on the edge, going to the instant replay to see what happened in the Land of Dawn in that top lane. It was messy. Brought to you by Kadia. We will see here that Carbon was in a really bad position. Everyone was gambling with their lives. Look at the 0 HP. Carbon managed to get that kill, but Hades just continues and gets also the kill. Hades goes down, but Adamir comes with one hit, takes that Stitch.
We need
down.
a montage of how many times Fanny's tried to get that kill on that like very low HP guy, but not do it.
You're giving social department too many ideas.
Socials.
Way too many ideas. We'll see. We'll
Fanny
see how many
montage.
times. We'll see how many times that Fanny is going to get picked up for the rest of the tournament, right? Because I feel like as soon as we start getting into those knockout stages, it's going to get harder and harder, right? Now, Magic Sentry used on the top side. As we look at the items so far, the core items have already been built, and we're starting to get to the point where, at the very least, you need the economy to start juggling your items.
Blix actually catches Vanix. Now a lot has been used. Adamir jumps in, and Jay is able to protect his team. Lina gets taken down by Lolzy, and Vanix, the important thing, he survived.
Well, not in the way that Team Primus Ghoul would have wanted this to happen. What I saw Adamir does right there, it was almost a Maniac for me. I don't know what happened to prevent it. I need to watch that again, but it was a Maniac for me.
It happened so quick, and Lina being targeted despite all the chaos that was going on, just well done from the side of Team Flash, right? If we look at the damage now, Jay has been doing a phenomenal job.
And right now, the Lord has been started, is leashed by Team Flash. Lolzy finds the target, finds Blink's X, but is that a good target? The final slash used by Carbon. Now Carbon taking a lot of damage from Vanix. As long as Vanix is not touched, the damage coming in from this Bruno, hurts.
Bad wave management. Team Primus Ghouls are now buried in minions.
Can't do much here, and I think that Team Flash might just be looking for another fight, right? Hades, he's below 50%, he's just going to top back up, and Team Flash, they don't have to do much, right? They just have to whittle down the Burmese Ghouls time and time again, because there's no inhibitors on their side. They can take their sweet time with it.
Yeah, and like Yasu said, look at the minions. The minions are just pushing. Burmese Ghouls, they have to make a decision.
Yeah, just need Hades to make one cutthroat, and he will cut his way through that base.
And now the Lord again, started by Vanix, Adamir, as well as Jay. Hades is there with the Retribution. Stitch goes in, finds Adamir doing a little bit of chip damage. It looks like Burmese Ghouls, they don't want to show their face, and Team Flash, they're really playing around with the Lord.
As I told you, it's not the Lord at this point is not important. It's the split bush for Team Flash.
Let's see if I can get it down, because right now Burmese Ghouls are on high alert, right? They're maintaining. Oh, so close coming out from the side.
Oh yeah, I was holding my breath.
You almost got it there. Wait, they saw that, right? They saw Hades go into Tribal.
Yeah, they did. They definitely didn't.
Okay, they push him out once again, and the dance continues.
Yeah, and look at Carbon. Carbon is not in the fight because he has to manage the lanes. And I don't know why. I kind of feel like Team Flash can take that advantage knowing that Carbon isn't around to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, and Arlet isn't exactly the greatest wave clearer in the world. I mean, he has a short cooldown on his ult, but that only goes for so long, right?
What actually comes to my mind right now is the Fanny showing on map, and Vanix is the one split bushing, and that would be a clever move.
Oh, Stitch doesn't feel good to go up against a Valentina that has the damage.
I'm surprised that he took the BMI in the first place. Like, what? He could have died there. I mean, he's on a tightrope already. I don't know how many times he can play like that before he's gonna get punished once again. We're already past 60K in terms of gold, and Team Flash is still waiting for Burmese Ghouls to crack under the pressure.
Speaking of pressure, I think Nico and Hades is very stressed right now. Like two assassin players thinking about using the retribution. I mean, if this was a Fredrin or a Boxer, it's like, yeah, I can do this all day.
I could sit under. I mean, they.
Like now that the Lord has changed, yeah.
Now that it's changed, it's a little bit awkward to do so. But here we go. Here we go. Let's see whether Blinkx can actually find this. He sees Hades.
Yeah, conceal.
Conceal. Oh, he finds Nico, but Nico is able to dash out of there.
Again.
But look at this. Blinkx catches Hades, and now Vanix still doing free damage. Nico from behind Vanix gets taken down. Jay gets taken down. Nico gets a double kill. Can Nico get a triple here? Lina gets a kill onto Vanix. This is a disaster for Team Flash, and looks like it's a complete wipeout.
Oh, after everything that has happened, at least with the Burmese Ghouls, minutes on their death timers, it's time to proxy this wave and walk it down to the crystal.
Imagine how it feels right now for Team Flash fans waiting those seconds. They know it's inevitable. It's just a matter of seconds until the game goes to Burmese Ghouls.
Oh, this is going to be so frustrating after everything. Team Flash just a little passive on it, allowing Burmese Ghouls to weasel their way back into the game.
Ouch.
Well, either way, good game by both teams, but Burmese Ghouls takes game number 1, and looks like it's back to the drawing board for Team Flash.
Yep. I mean, we really got to see the identities of both of these teams. It's clear that the macro is a big focus for the side of Team Flash. But then if we cut on over to the Burmese Ghouls, the way that they team fight, the communication, especially during these scrambles, is a lot better so far. But we'll see whether that changes in game number 2.
Well, I can say that Team Burmese Ghouls right now are one step into the right direction, because if they made it right now to the match point, if they took this next game, it will look really good for them in the group stage. We were talking about if they lost 2-0, they still have a chance. If they lost 2-1, there might be also a chance. But right now, they are having the better odds.
Let me just say, this is one of the moments where I'm very happy I'm a caster and not like a manager, a coach, or an analyst. Because that was a fun match, but probably not so fun for the supporting staff there, because woo, that was a close game.
Yeah, some of them might be pulling out their hair. Some people are just going to be so stressed. I know I would have been really stressed out.
I'm stressed.
It ain't easy being a part of a team, but more importantly, it ain't easy, especially when you got Assassins not wanting to lose the most important objective on the map.
Do you know, we have spoken a little bit about the players, maybe the staff, and also here as casters, we might get nervous, but imagine how the viewer feels like, because he just came from a 31-minute game to a 25-minute game. It's devastating.
Well, it's time. Let's have a look at our MVP. Coming in from the Burmese Ghouls and brought to you by the Republic of Gamers. Give it up for Blinkx.
Dude, I gotta say, I gotta learn from this guy how to stop a Fanny.
Yeah, well, look, I will tell you how to stop Fanny.
Sure.
He always waits for that cut through. He always waits until, and actually he sticks with Stitch.
Yeah.
Right. He waits until he goes in and with a cut through. Also, all his flickers were on point, because at sometimes it wasn't only about stopping the fan. It was also about suppressing. Actually, it isn't suppression hero, but he suppressed every attempt that Lolsi had to do.
He made it look easy.
Oh, well, I don't know how easy it actually was, because it's one of those things where even his flickers are kind of like, it feels questionable, and then you realize he's actually found a choke point in the middle of these neutral fights, right? Which is not easy to do. He has the foresight to put himself in these types of situations.
Yeah, they were falling down. Team Burmese Ghouls were falling down to the strategy that Team Flash had to bring up, the split pushing strategy with the Bruno and also with the Fanny. But here we see the chaos that happened and took place in the land of Dawn. Here it happened, and here it finished for Team Brimus Ghouls. Was that the wiped out one? No, it wasn't the wiped out one. But it was just one step into the right direction. Hades with their shutdowns over and over again. It was so hard for Team Flash to come back from that.
Yeah, I think that honestly, the good, strong points of Team Flash is their macro, right? Their decision-making is actually really good, but when it comes down to like a couple of these executions, once it gets real messy like this one, then it gets really, really hard. Like, Lolzy had a good idea. I'm going to kick Blink X away, and then cut to Blink X actually stopping Hades, slowing him down just enough so that the rest of the team can collapse and take out Hades, so they basically win the fight. And even if the fight extended, they basically got the Lord.
We got to talk about Nico as well, man. He's performing so well on this Nolan. And I got to say, if I'm Hades, I'm not feeling Daijobu right now.
I'd be feeling pretty upset with the overall match, right? And it's not because of his teammates. It's more so the fact that the Burmese Ghouls are kind of brick-walling him in a lot of these situations.
For me, actually, it was an equal match until the very end, and I think that Team Flash, in terms of the macro skills, have shown us that it doesn't matter how many kills you get in the early game. It's just about how good you get, how good can you use the best out of it. So, Team Flash, there's for me at least, there's nothing that they could have done better than they already did. Yeah. So, Team Brimus Ghouls were just, and that's the fact here, we're just better.
Dude, the MVP Blink X, a big issue.
Yeah.
When he said it's one of his comfort heroes, he proved it.
He wasn't kidding. He wasn't messing around here as we look at these items, right? And again, we are seeing a big difference. Like, most people are going to believe that, hey, we look at Jay, that's supposed to be the build, the go-to build. It's cost efficient, it has everything that you want inside a mage. And then we cut back over to Lina and it's like, wow, it feels old school.
And at a certain point, Faramis actually sold his boots to go for a full damage setup. So Rich guy here, who's also the carry, who's also the most dangerous for me, was Stitch, but the forgotten one, of course, he wasn't forgotten at all. He was the MVP, and he was actually behind everything that the carry and the Rich guy did. Stitch, as I told you, it wasn't only about waiting for that fan, it was also about taking that show out of Stitch's way.
Looking at the damage dealt so far, I mean, Stitch has been doing a really, really good job overall, but a close second is going to be Lina, who catched up pretty quick. I was expecting Nico to have a little bit more damage overall, but truly, he was giving respect, right? He doesn't want to necessarily engage onto Vanix in an open area. There's still a lot of ways for Vanix to outplay the situation, but more importantly, Lolzy can be a bit frustrating to deal with.
It's gonna be so hard actually for Team Brimus Ghouls if they went up against a split pushing strategy again, because it seems like this is one of the strategies that most of the biggest teams cannot play against until like you see split pushing being because so far in the tournament we haven't seen a team that plays on a split pushing strategy that gets actually stopped from doing what they want.
Let me just say, one thing is that Burmese Ghouls did not allow two players to play. They didn't allow Adamir to play. They didn't allow Lolzy to play. They made it feel like